My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go with the Silent. Ascension mode level 9. Normal enemies are deadlier, elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier, elites spawn more often, heal less after boss battles, start each run damage, normal enemies are tougher, elites are tougher, and bosses are tougher. Deadlier meaning they do more damage, tougher meaning they have more HP. So, this is rough. Early shop? There is an early shop. There's a couple opportunities for an early shop, in fact. And optimal paths that include them. Sure, let's obtain 100 gold. 100 gold or upgrade a card? Upgrading Neutralize super early is really good. Let's upgrade Neutralize. Okay. Well, now I don't want to hit up early shops. Not if I can avoid it. Alright, 2 question marks and then a boss and then a rest. Sure, let's go with these ones. An early Neutralize upgrade is really powerful because the initial one only has 1 turn of weakness, but 2 turns of weakness, especially against a lot of the elites that you fight, is actually really influential. It's unfortunate that I got so much of my defense in the second hand there. Got a double block here as well. Yikes. Alright, so that Neutralize turned up at pretty much the perfectly wrong time for us. Thankfully, this is a much better time for it to turn up. Now just give me a fully aggressive hand. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's exactly what I asked for, sure. Totally fine with a completely defensive hand there as well. It's very likely that you now follow this. Well, in fact, it doesn't matter what you follow this up with. You haven't got any defense, so single strike in the bottom of the deck, kill you. Dash, dash. Holy shit, is that ever a dash? If I can pick up a dash this early, I always will. Regret is a killer. I don't have a shop soon enough to take Regret. Even though it'd be 150 extra gold, I think it would lose me enough HP over the course of this floor that it wouldn't really be worth the 150. I'm about to be weakened, so I'm actually going to allow myself to take 1 damage here just so that I can get closer. That's 13. Beautiful. Next hand only needs 2 strikes to kill. Strike 1, strike 2. Beautiful. You're out. Backflip. Got my first copy of Backflip. Sure, pretty pleased about that one. Strike? Yeah. Not an amazing opening hand there, but, I mean, we've got dash in the next hand. That's pretty good. Come on, get back to Neutralize. Now that we've already got Neutralize upgraded, and since we're working in such a relatively small deck at this point in time, Heel Hook. It's a really good card that we could pick up. Double strike, or even just strike with Neutralize when we've got the kill next turn. Beautiful. Heel Hook. Well-laid plans was also there. That's another completely reasonable choice there. Mango, raise your max HP by 14. Well-laid plans was also there, but I was literally just talking about Heel Hook. I mean, come on. I don't really believe in the idea of signs, but if there is ever one, probably it. This is the maximum amount of opening damage we can do. And then we've already got weakness applied for this turn and Heel Hook to dig. Strike, double defend. Unfortunately here, I will need to completely DPS race. So I'm really hoping for this turn, neutralize and dash. But I need to completely DPS race because I don't have damage that increases over the course of the match. And I don't have vulnerability, and I don't have, like, there's a lot of these things that would be really, really helpful to me that I just do not have current access to. So when my dex and my strength both get lowered, we become much less effective in this fight. Okay. Unfortunately, we might not have neutralized for this next hit. You can see even a complete turn of just blocking with my strongest block cards doesn't even get us there. Triple strike is actually stronger than a dash when I'm not defending. So next turn has heal hook and double strike, but it's got a heal hook at 3, 2 strikes at 4 each. So as long as I draw damage with the heal hook... Oh, we didn't. You can see the problem. If I drew damage with a heal hook, I would have been able to use an explosive potion here for the kill. Alright. Blow him up. That was a rough log of Woolen fight, but to be fair, with the setup we had, it was pretty much just going to be rough. The courier, the merchant, no longer runs out of cards, relics, or potions, and their prices are decreased by 20%. Footworks is a ridiculous card that shouldn't be in the game. It's too powerful. I'm not even kidding. It is really way too powerful. I want this shop. Like, really badly. Footwork. And then... I am going to need to defend. Like, these guys are both going to attack next turn, so it's good that I've got footwork up. Right. I'm going to weaken you and then kick. So I'm going to take 7 damage here due to the vulnerability. There were not that many turns there available for me to really tread water. Using a weak potion outside of an elite fight does feel rough, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Don't plan the plan if you can't follow through. All that matters, taking matters into your own hands. Soon I'll control everything. My wish is your command. I do need a little AoE in this deck, so I actually want a big cup of Dagger spray. Dreamcatcher. Whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. We do have a shop super soon, so now I will take this. Oh, yes. Gambling chip. At the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you'd like and draw that many. That is really powerful. Let's discard this. This. Mainly looking for dash there. I did end up getting it, by the way. Good. And I've still got a dagger spray left in that deck. It's all pretty good. And I managed to get my footworks active. And it's an upgraded footworks. This is just all so good. End up taking 2 damage this turn. We're closer to our dagger strike again. I'll drop that attack there because now the front line dies in the dagger spray. So I can now just take all my focus onto other characters. Hopefully. crumbs. In order to prevent that knight damage, I actually think I kill it this turn. That really sucks. Would it be nice to have Dagger Spray in that hand? Well, I only take 1 damage this turn from the regret. It's really important that my opening hand, like, if regret's in my opening hand, and my opening hand is always going to be my largest hand, courtesy of the gambling chip. As a result, if it's in my opening hand, which is my largest hand and would have the worst effects, because regret deals damage to you for each other card that you have in your hand at the end of a turn, then I can just throw it back. Like, it's so well positioned. Gambling chip also now incentivizes the pickup of pretty much any of the discard synergies. It obviously doesn't make them flawless, but still. Omamori negate the next 2 curses that you obtain. It's a good pickup. Tools of the Trade is also a really good pickup here. Start of your turn, draw and discard a card. Now I'm completely well perched to go into a discard synergy build. That's another 4. That's a mummified hand right there. I mean, we have 1 power, 2 power, 3 power. Oh my god, I can do everything, can't I? 120... It's 126. 6, yeah. No, I'm just short. I can't take card removal as well as Mummified Hand and Footwork. Well, we take Mummified Hand and Footwork. Like, Panache is good, sure, but it's not as good as any... Like, it's not as good as never taking damage because Footwork is broken. Tools of the Trade, upgrade. Especially because with Mummified Hand, whenever I play a power, another random card in my hand is discounted. I'm going to throw back literally everything that isn't a power. My only goal right now is try and get as many of my powers active as is humanly possible. Next hand has my other 2 powers. Beautiful. Okay. Now I'm just hoping for a really aggressive hand. Unfortunate. It's a really low damage opener there, but at the very least, Dash is still in our deck, so... We'll drop a strike here, neutralize, dash, strike. Completely defend ourselves. Throw a defend. Backflip. Dagger Spray, and I'll Survivor. All's good. Neutralize, dash, strike. It's unfortunate that I'm getting the dash on a turn where my opponent isn't attacking, but still, it's more than fine. Dash. Unfortunately, it will take a little bit of HP damage. But I completely block my opponent's hit. Neutralize, defend, strike. Defend. This is really unfortunate though. My strength is so low. All of my defense on the turn where my opponent's not attacking is really rough. I I have to go with the attack. I'm accepting 7 damage here, but if I'm gonna get to a point where I can't do any more damage. Heal hook. Block. Dagger spray. Alright. Alright. Dash is pretty much the only card left in my deck that does damage. So. You backflip into it. Strikes are going to deal 3 damage apiece. So 2 strikes will kill now. Beautiful. Oh, it's... Pair, raise your max HP by 10, and... Oh, after image, obviously, because we have Mummified hand. Sure. Slime Boss. See, Slime Boss is actually still going to dunk on me. I have to rest. Get to add a card to my deck. I'll add an escape plan. See, Slime Boss is still going to dunk on me because I don't have damage output. What that fight just demonstrated, surely, is that I don't really have that much damage output. Okay. Trade, neutralize, attack. Now, if I had something like Calipers or like a bunch of blurs in the deck, we'd be in a much sweeter position. But I literally just did the maximum output of damage that I could possibly do that first turn, and we are nowhere near the amount of damage that we need to do to the slime boss. Unfortunately, weaken words off on the absolute worst turn for it to do so. Let's discard that strike. Let's go after image, backflip. Escape plan. Dash. Defends. So I did manage to completely block there, but it was very, very lucky. I hate that I get the ability to weaken this enemy on the turn where it has its lowest attack. Next turn, it's going to be confused. And then the turn after it does its giant attack. Which is, of course, the turn that weaken will wear off. So, you know, not that great. Backflip. Escape. We have to dash. Like, sure, we'll take a little bit of damage here, but we're going to need to get this guy basically down to 71 and then try and blow out with as much damage as we possibly can. As it turns out, that's not going to be possible. Double attack. Oh. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm fine with the Spike Slime making me more vulnerable. Rather, more vulnerable, making me frail, so lowering the amount of block that I get when I play block cards. Fine with that, because I have a lot of block. I've got so much still. What I'm not fine with is my damage being lowered, because I just don't have much of that. A block potion to save me from 5 damage is pretty piss poor. Unfortunately, these guys have really high HP for splits, so life is going to be a little rough for a while here. I think I've still got my heal kick in here. Yeah, I do. 18 damage on the front line is about 18 more damage than I wanted to see there. Thankfully, I do have a full block, but unfortunately, I'm about to take 2 hits to my attack damage, which is going to make this fight much more tedious. Alright, we'll beat him one day. It might be in a couple of years. Tune back in. Starting to get a lot of those in our deck. That is to say, wounds. Not particularly appreciating that. It seems like, for the sake of... I noticed this, I want to say, a wee while ago. Last time I did Silent Run, in fact. It seems like, for the sake of Afterimage, the cards in hand, like statuses and curses, that have an effect at the end of the turn, seem to be triggering the played a card trigger. I'll give a better example of that as we move on. Like, I got the regret. I lost HP, and then it looked like it gave me armor. Block, rather. But it's not happening with wounds. It happened with burns in the last one that we did. Good. 1 strike kills that backliner. Perfect. Strike. Dash. God, we've got a lot of wounds in this deck. Ouch. Lot of wounds in this deck. 2 strikes in the next sound, we've got the kill. Beautiful. Goodbye forever, slime boss. I mean, it has to be one of the powers, right? Wraith form is super expensive, though. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take 1,000 cuts. More reliable. Sozu. I'll take Sozu here. Get myself more energy at the cost of never being able to use a potion again. Sure. If I had a stack of really good potions, or if I was still really weak, then I might not have taken that, but I'm not. And I do have good potions. Cool. Escape plans. Strike and dash and survive for 1 damage. Hell yeah. I wanted to get as many of my powers active as I possibly could in the first turn, because now that I'm hexed, each power activation is going to put a daze in my deck, which obviously I'm not thrilled about. I kind of just have to endure. Neutralize, heal hook. There we go. Another daze in the deck, so yeah, our next sound is gonna blow. Ah well. Footwork, defend, strike. At the very least, we continually fully defend ourselves, so those days burn. I've got to see an enemy put a like an actual burn in my deck. I need the defense more than anything else. Sozu! Can't drink that potion. I should discard my potions consistently so that I don't get confused and think that I have access to them, courtesy of Sozu. So as soon as we get out of this battle, I'm just going to discard that. I'm never going to pick up another potion again because, again, can't use them. So a really nice thing for me to pick up at this point would be the Necronomicon, because it'll just double my dash. Pretty damn good. Noxious Fumes, obviously. It's another power. I'm going to go with the safer bet. Good. So very recently, I was talking about Noxious Fumes. And in particular, what I said, I believe, was the second Noxious Fumes is worse than the first. And I said it very self-assured. I think it's something that I've heard around, and I initially encountered it, and then I was just like, yeah, that sounds true. And then I just took it to heart. And there was a comment breaking down, Rhapsody, I don't think that's specifically true. You can look at the way in which Noxious Fumes works. Obviously, it's building the poison that your enemy has over time. But each extra point of poison is so much more significant than the last. So why would a second Noxious Fumes be bad? Obviously, in this deck that's based around powers, it was never going to be bad, but why would I have not taken it? And it gave me a moment to think. I was so wrong. Yeah. That's very good reasoning that was given a couple episodes ago about taking the second Noxious Fumes. I don't think I'd take a Caltrops here. I will take a card removal, get the Regret out of my deck. It's either that or I take a... Yeah, I take the Master of Strategy, actually. Because I currently have the ability to just discard the Regret whenever I draw it. And this is going to allow me to more consistently get all of my powers out in the opening turns. And discard that. Master of Strategy. Cool. It'd be really effective for this deck to have Ice Cream, because we end up with a lot of energy left over when we have a light hand and we use that entire hand just playing out. Oh, that's unfortunate. When we just use that entire hand playing out different powers. Unfortunately not to have any block in that hand. Like, I have so much block, always. And then just none then, I guess? Okay. I'm not actually even going to get through your armor this turn, so I'm just going to ignore it. Pretend I don't care. Heal is free here. Okay, so let's look at this. I have 41. Regret is going to play itself, lose me 1 HP for itself and 1 HP for strike. I'll lose 2 HP, but if I end up with 42 block, yeah, it's playing a card. It is triggering After Image. That's a bug. I'm going to go report that one. I should get my full defense on first. Use a charge of plated armor. I do need to upgrade all of the rest of my powers as well. Pretty important. Let's gain all of our block. Strongest attack first. Remove as many of those charges of plated armor as we possibly could. Putting a single copy of Catalyst in this deck is also going to be really good. So what is the order in which I upgrade my various different powers? Like, I think I end up with enough defense consistently enough that I don't need to upgrade the second footwork yet. So concentrate works with discard synergies, but it is a enabler of discarding. It does not benefit from being discarded, which is what I want because I have tools of the trade and I have the gambling chip. So I'll take none of these. I need to discard both of these. All right, remove a card from my deck or upgrade all of my strikes and defense. I think in this situation, I am just going to upgrade all of my strikes and defense. I mean, I literally still have every single one of them. Smith. And this is what I'm worried about. I think the first upgrade is 1,000 cuts. Then I think it's both of the Noxious Fumes. Then I think it's After Image. And then Footwork. This is the exact kind of reason that 1,000 cuts needed to be done soon. We'll draw with Master of Strategy first. Okay, Noxious Fumes, Noxious Fumes. Good, good, good. Defend, defend. Do I only get one strike? Awesome. Both of them are going to die to the poison that they accrue at the start of the next turn. Unfortunately, this does mean that this Gremlin leader is going to launch out an attack this turn. Yeah, that's 30 incoming damage. Yikes. And I take 16 of it. That said, from now on, it should be pretty much impossible for you to keep minions on the board. So that's good. Choose the trade, 1,000 cuts, footwork, hell yeah. A Unceasing top would make this build a lot better, but if the Unceasing top does turn up, I have to ditch the regret as soon as possible. Just got a strike. All right. Get you down first. Okay, one there, defend survivor. Beautiful. If there's still 2 left on the board when he gets back to this turn, instead of summoning, he will attack, which is what I'm trying to avoid consistently here. I really want to pick up a well-laid plans so that I can hold on to the cards for the turns where they're active. Let's dump a defend here. Flip for some more card draw. There's an unfortunately inactive heel hook right now. And a regret that's going to deal a little bit of damage to me. But that's it. Fight's over. Hell yeah. We do need a little healing somewhere. Why are you doing an attack? That's not supposed to be a thing that you do. Threading Needle at the start of each combat gain fire-plated armor. That is really powerful. There's a discard synergy card, but there's also Catalyst. And that's going to be more important right now. Get all my powers active. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Hell yes. That is so goddamn amazing. So 5 charges of plated armor are... For every charge of plated armor that you have at the end of your turn, you gain that much block. If you lose HP from an enemy's attack, you will lose a charge of plated armor. Turns out that was in the extremely wrong order. Oh well. The specimen would now also be amazing as well. Passes off a lot of poison. Snecko Skull, obviously. And we did have an opportunity earlier to get Snecko Skull. All right, now we just need to focus on the backliner. We still haven't seen a book. Obviously, when I said that Necronomicon is amazing, I forgot this. But Enchiridion would be even better. It's just a free power that we always play in our opening hand. Hell yes! We're a power build. Sometimes it'll be Wraithform. Right, another footwork just seems like taking the piss a bit. See, Eviscerate's good on the second, like on the first turn. Like if I draw it after I have just used Gambling to discard an entire hand. But past that point, it doesn't work. Because Tools of the Trade only discards 1 card, so Eviscerate becomes 3 cost. I think another footwork is definitely verging on way too fucking many footworks. I think I just take the Calculated Gamble here, allow me to draw deeper into my deck so that I can try and more reliably, bronze scales, try and more reliably have all of those powers active. I think here I do rest. I think I could get away with not resting, but I think I do. Blur Plus is going to be really good in this deck, though. Okay. Tools of Trade, 1,000 cuts. After image. I know I played those in the wrong order, but I played them in the order of lowest cost to highest cost. So it was 0, and then 0, and then a 1. And that's so that you can lower the cost of the higher cost ones. And it looks like it might not even matter. Because we still became fully defended at the end. In fact, exactly fully defended. This is slightly unfortunate for us. Except for the fact that it actually did a lot more damage than I thought it would. So we did manage to clear them all. I think I've taken no damage in this fight. So this is going to be a really good clear for us. I'm going to drop that because it's not super powerful right now. I thought the Calculated Gamble was Eviscerate expertise, which was why I was keen to start discarding more cards from my hand. I blew that up. My bad. Bag of Preparation. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. That is going to mean that our combats are going to be so damn smooth. I'll take none of those, though. Because we're going to open with 9 cards, and then if we don't like any of them, we just discard all of them. So here's how that is going to manifest. I throw away everything. Except for powers. I could just calculate a gamble this hand away and work from there, but right. I do need to protect myself as well. What I initially wanted to do was go for getting all of my powers active in the first turn. That is greedy, I realize. That's why I kept the calculated gamble, because I was like, oh, we'll just get all of them active in the first turn. Not my finest idea, I'll admit. So this isn't an elite, right? No, it's not. Cool. Basically, it just comes down to our opening turns. Are our opening turns strong enough to deal with the elites that we fight? And yeah, at the moment, yeah, definitely. We have, like, an actual hand plan here. So there was no need to keep the calculated gamble. We already knew what we were doing. An upgraded Predator is really good, though. Especially because I can make it 0 cost as well. Okay. I'm going to keep the Predator, because I believe in my ability to make it cost less. There it goes. Now everything in our hands costs less. Okay. Make sure we kill you. You'll die by hitting me. Beautiful. Alright. We need Calipers. We need Blur. We need more. A burst? When I say we need them, we don't actually need them, but like they would be really good. I can't believe those all discounted one another. And then dash! That was actually the best ordering for that to have gone in. Alright, they're gonna rally up. Our next stand is particularly cruel. My apologies about this one. Strike, strike, neutralize. I'm actually just going to blur here. Give myself 24 block for the next turn. Don't mind if I do. This is going to be another perfect elite kill for us. It's funny. I was planning on the block that I gained not mattering at all, but then it turned out to matter a lot. Because sometimes this guy decides to attack alone. Weird as hell. I don't understand it. Well, neutralize, heal, hook, dash. Goodbye forever. Oops. Miscounted. Frozen egg. Whenever you add a power to your deck, it is upgraded. Holy shit, that's good for us. The deck runs fine as is. I don't want to thicken it up. Have to be something above and beyond amazing to take right now. Okay. After image, noxious fumes, footwork. Calculated gamble, get myself a new hand. Hey, it totally did it. God. Okay, we have been getting ridiculously lucky with respect to hitting our high cost cards, making them cost 0 with the Mummified hand. It has been not okay how often that has worked for us. Okay. Unfortunate to take a damage in this fight. I do need to get Regret eventually out of this deck, because if I draw into Regret at any point, I don't have the ability to discard it. Which is increasingly an actual problem for us. And, of course, it will rob us of our flawless victories in fights. Goodbye forever. Let's take another Noxious Fumes, sure, because it's immediately upgraded. Alright, it's time to smith. I'm going to smith the after image so that it's innate, making my opening hand more reliably better. Keep the calculated gamble. I do just need to get all of my available powers active this turn. Dig as deep as you can. Work. Before I Noxious Fumes. See, this is really unfortunate. Now I'm actually going to take some damage against the boss. Like, I wasn't going to before this, but now I am. Okay. On this one, I'm actually going to play 1,000 Cuts first. Good. Get 18 block here. Or rather, we block 18 here, and then we just keep the rest for the next turn. And then pretty much just any reasonable hand played next turn will allow us to kill all of them. Drop the defend. Was pretty optimistically hoping for a neutralize at some point now. Oh well. God, that would have just given 30 damage, 30 poison to the backliner there. If only we happened to have the specimen. We might get it at the end of this, but I also just do want more energy. So that I can incorporate some more card draw into this deck. Okay. Just gonna play along with the rules here. I'll wait for turns where he's actually going to be summoning before I do anything else. Sure, I know I just threw Catalyst back, by the way. But I believe I'm going to use that later. It's only going to get better. Don't draw Neutralize. Beautiful. If that drew Neutralize, I was about to be real sad about what I just did. Drop a Blur. Oh, you're self-buffing here? Alright. Go all out with damage because this is the summoning turn. Yeah, you're dead. Just extraordinarily. I don't know if anyone's ever been more dead than you are currently. It's actually astounding. Neutralize heal hook. Give me another card. Hey, there we go. Catalyst. Finally. Alrighty then. Show me tools and trade. Okay, both Tactician and Adrenaline are insane. I'm going to take Tactician. The reason I'm going to take Tactician is because the upgraded version will give me 2 energy, but it will happen multiple times a game, whereas Adrenaline doesn't happen multiple times a game. And I will be able to trigger this consistently. You know what? I have 30 cards in my deck. This is going to heal me by 12 every single time I go to a campsite, a rest site. Sure, I'm going to take Eternal Feather. I was trying to justify the possibility of taking Astrolabe, but considering all of my strikes are already, you know, upgraded, it's less powerful, you might expect. And it would just make another curse if I gave it Regret, so... It is worth noting that you can't use that to remove regrets from your deck. You can get 3 elites on that side. I can only get a couple elites on this side, but I get way more rests. And I want those rests. I need to upgrade these cards. There we go. Okay. After image. 1,000. Noxious fumes. Okay, we actually just got like... That one didn't even work. Woo! So strategy. Good. Thanks to that Master of Strategy pickup, I actually have the full amount to completely block the enemy off here. There we go. Time to start the pain train. I know I'm doubling a hideously small amount of poison, but it does make sure that the backliner dies. And it gets the Catalyst out of my deck. I'm not expecting this fight to go for an extremely long period of time, so I don't think Catalyst is, you know, going to be much better over time. Scarred Tactician should actually just give me the ability to go for lethal here, right? Yes, except I do take the damage to regret before the enemy dies. Terror. Terror's a good upgrade. Very, very good card. Madness. See, the thing about Madness in this deck is, like, it's probably a lot less necessary. That said, I also don't want to curse, especially an innate curse. So I guess I'm take some damage. Get those Madnesses in my deck. Find some potions. Block Potion is the least useful of these for me. In fact, all of them are the least useful potions for me. I have Sozu there. I can't use potions. Okay. I think it's non-negotiable that I have to take Lee's Waffle here. Raise your max HP by 7 and heal all of your HP. Because that is just a huge heal. I don't really shuffle through my deck 3 times super quickly because, you know, it's a very large deck. No, let's remove the regret. There we go. I could easily take another dex, but I don't think we need it. And maybe we end up in a shop later. Okay. Tactician goes back, definitely. I think I actually end up keeping Predator. Alright. Defends Catalyst. Catalyst for nothing, but I get to upgrade the Madness there. Yep. That was so good. Alright, so Predator managed to clinch for itself an upgrade, as well as we got a ridiculous amount of powers active. We don't have a weakened target yet, but we will in a sec. I'm going to throw Dagger Spray because it's just, it will give me 24 damage as soon as I play a Dagger Spray. And considering I have all these Noxious Fumes, I don't think I even need to ever use it. In fact, I have so many sources of AoE that I really don't think that Dagger Spray is even necessary anymore. 1,000 cuts plus the noxious fumes. Three noxious fumes. I forgot. I have Omamori. Okay, I could have actually avoided the curse Writhe. Forgot about that. Ginger. Now you can no longer become weakened. By the way, the Eternal Feathers for every 5 cards in your deck heal 2 HP when you enter a rest site. I didn't mention it at the time because for me, it is just heal 6 whenever I go to a rest site. Like, okay. Easy drops. Okay, we lowered the cost of 1,000 cuts there, unfortunately. Sorry, the 1,000 cuts, the Predator there rather than the Dash. Okay. This deck would actually run so much smoother with just one upgraded copy of Expertise. Enemy tried to weaken me, but we don't play that way. Alright. This is one of the rare instances in which Tactician will not be available for us. Because we got it in the same hand as Tools of the Trade or before. Or instead of after it. Defend. I'm gonna drop this. Don't lower Blur. Thank you. And I can Madness to lower the cost of Blur, and Blur having a permanently lowered cost in this deck is ridiculous as well. Keeps trying to weaken me, but it's never gonna work. I appreciate the attempts, gotta be honest. It's almost cute. Defend, Calculated Gamble. See, a lot of the time, Calculated Gamble is going to do absolutely nothing for us because we just play all of the cards in our hand. Which is why Expertise is so much more important. It's the anti-Calculated Gamble. Expertise refills your hand when you have no hand. Calculated Gamble does the same thing when you have a full hand. Alright, we can now Madness the Predator. Beautiful. Mostly because now we don't have another Madness in our deck. It's worth noting, we do have a deck of 34 cards. But in action, the deck is 22. In fact, it's slightly less than 22. Strike. There's escape plan. Catalyze. I need to use like all of my defensive stuff. It's 13, but that's 15. Oh. That kind of blows. We're actually going to take some damage. I, for one, am wildly surprised. I didn't know it was still possible for me to take damage here. Alright, we're gonna take some more damage. This is really unfortunate. We were about to have another perfect elite fight. Well, let's just get completely protected and then watch the enemy die. How about that? Seems like some good fun. Yeah, when the deck runs smoothly, we need more card draw. It's the big concern I have with this deck right now. Top advantage is whenever you discard a card during your turn, gain 3 block. This is not card neutral, unfortunately, because it costs a card and then you draw 2 and you discard 2. Maybe acrobatics. That would be so good, bird face down. Art of War, actually, because we do have a lot of turns where we don't play attacks. If you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain an extra energy next turn. The top bandages are going to be really good because it means every single opening turn, I'm going to take basically no damage. Because I will discard the plans there. Beautiful. Because I just discard a bunch. Alright, what do we got here? Footwork. Right, it's a late after image. Let's quickly master strategy. I do want to make blur cost the least, so we'll wait, and then we'll madness, then we'll blur. Strike. I'll get this catalyst out because it's not going to build early enough, and this fight's hopefully not going long enough that it'll be useful. Because it's worth noting, like, if this fight goes too long, the enemies will actually just get a bunch of strength and they will overwhelm me. Let's throw that strike. 1,000 cuts decrease the cost of the dagger spray. Beautiful. Little back flip. Neutralize heal hook the back line. Awesome. Unfortunately, we don't have a blur to carry off the extra block that we have to the next turn, so we might actually end up taking some damage here. And it looks like, in fact, we will. Deck was just slightly not fast enough. Wait, 16, 17. 17, 17 is 34. So we're actually safe. Well, we've got 2 burns in the bottom, which is rough. We do get to discard 1. Oh, have we got the kill? Holy shit, we have exactly the kill. Well, damn, done. Bottle Tornado. Choose a power or leave it in your opening hand. Hell yeah. I'm going to do that with 1,000 cuts. Take an energy potion. Heal hook isn't actually amazing for me. Dodge and roll is going to be pretty good considering, like, dodge and roll gets way better with every point of dex you have. Because it is gain 6 block, gain 6 block next turn. So for every point, you're increasing the amount of block you get this turn and that turn. You're effectively getting twice the payoff for each point of dex. So this for me is gain 11 block next turn. Which is, you know, patently insane. I'm going to discard my potions because I can't use them. Take Darkstone Periapt. Unfortunately, Darkstone Periapt is never going to work for us. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. But I get to negate my next 2 curses. So I'm just not going to have that active, I guess, ever. Right. It's time to get all of my Noxious Fumes upgraded, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because there's other things I want to do as well, but let's focus on this first. Cool. Terra. Tools the trade. Noxious Fumes. 1,000 cuts. Tools the trade. It's just hand plays itself. Good god damn. Let's drop a defend because we won't need that many of them. 1, 2, dodge roll, madness, dash. Instantaneous damage in this deck is a little just hard to come by. To be fair, that's not the point of this deck, so it's a very, very mute concern. Who's that boss? If it's Time Eater, I'm gonna be mad. It's Time Eater. I'm mad. Can't take any of those. I can't take Flash of Steel because it's Time Eater that we're going up against soon. I'm just going to remove another card from my deck. Let's get a strike out of there. Alright, we'll go to the rest. Smith another card, smith another Noxious Fumes. This is because these Noxious Fumes are going to form the basis of the majority of damage that we're actually putting up against this enemy. Okay. Now we're completely protected. When 1,000 cuts first. Noxious Fumes to lower the cost of Acrobatics. We use Acrobatics to draw a bunch of cards and drop that Tactician. Awesome. That was, simply put, a ridiculous opening turn for this. Got the vast majority of our powers active. 65 casual block, poisoning every enemy for 9 a turn. Life's good. All right. Hey, it didn't hit Predator, but that's fine. Didn't have to. Pretty sure we played no attacks that turn, so we get extra energy right now. Not that it seems at all necessary. Strike, strike, defend. Just watch the world burn. Escape plan upgraded, no reason not to take it. Yes there is, because we're up against the Time Eater, so playing more cards is the worst position to be in, damn. I will change Catalyst to triple an enemy's poison, because we might actually be able to skip the second section of the Time Eater, if we're lucky. Ooh! Well, that's a really unfortunate opener there. I do get to Madness a dash to 0 cost, which is pretty good. Yikes. I want to play everything here, but I think I actually don't. Because now I need to be able to play cards next turn. If I played those 3, I would only be able to play 2 cards next turn. I still have a lot of powers in my deck that I want to play. Work. Backflip. Work. And I really wish I could defend again, but I can't. Well, I'm going to take 5 damage here. That really sucks. We do get to cancel out our opponent trying to lower our amount of card draw per turn. Escape plan. Okay. I think really all I have to do is just keep myself alive and healthy. So I'm not going to be dealing damage with things like Heal Hook. Like, that's 5 damage. That don't really make a huge difference. Making sure that I can get all of my powers active and making sure that I can completely defend myself, that makes a huge difference. I'm going to drop the defend. On Madness, a dodge and roll. It's a fine card. Alright, Master of Strategy. Not exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, though. Alright, I'm fully protected this turn, but I only have 2 cards that I can play next turn. It's a rough draw. Let's discard that one, obviously. I think it's Blurred Dash. Does a wee bit of damage for me, but it also protects me entirely and leaves me with just a little bit of block for the next turn. Right, there's the Catalyst. Is it too early? Next time I see Catalyst, it'll be too late. Yeah, I need to catalyze. I do pretty much just try and need to go deeper in this deck. I didn't need to use that strike there. Okay. See, the problem is now, unless I deal 120 damage this turn, then I use the Catalyst too early. I think I used the Catalyst way too early. Just gonna dodge and roll. Leaves me with 4 cards that I get to play next turn, but it also leaves me with 11 block. See if we get the neutralize. We don't. There's definitely like Predator, defend. I'd use the other defense, but it's not actually going to bring anything to the table here. If that initial damage turns out to be all of the damage that the Time Eater even managed to do to me, I'm going to be kind of sad. Okay, so 14 by 3 is 12 plus 42. Okay. There is a neutralize in there, but I don't need it right now. Like, I'm already fully protected. So I'll save it to neutralize for the next 2 turns after. Well, this is going to be our Ascension level 9 kill? If Ascension level 9 couldn't stop me, I don't know if anything can. Alright, I'll leave myself with 4 cards that I get to play next turn. Beautiful. It couldn't have been better. Like, if I had to pick out 4 cards, may have actually picked those. Yep. It's only going to be that initial hit that even gets through the entirety of this fight. Gosh darn it. Strike. Dagger spray. And relish. Proceed. This could have gotten a much higher score. 987. It's okay, but it could have gotten much higher than that. Librarian is a thing that I don't typically get. Staff to increase your max HP by 30 or more. I knew that was going to happen. Champion, we did trigger twice. We could have gotten a perfect for a boss kill as well. Or in fact, we could have gotten 2 perfects for boss kills, but they went a little sideways. That was an extremely strong deck. And it only just kept picking up speed as we started to move towards the end. I can't wait to see what Ascension level 10 is, so let's see. Parasite. I don't even know what that means. Guess I'm going to find out in 2 episodes' time. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time, Mater.